Oh, who can say? Hello. Hello, maybe I'm live. I don't know. But I will say, oh, is my audio? Hold on. Let me check my audio is good before I get started too far here. Yeah, okay, that's working. So, yesterday, oh, sorry. Hi, I'm the Splinter Smith. I'm working on a knife handle. It's for this knife right here. Hopefully I'm visible in the camera. I should be. It seems like it's real close. Sorry. But yesterday, yeah, I worked on this pattern, and I spent a little time off camera sanding some things down so that they would fit better within the constraints of the knife geometry. Switched out a couple pieces of wood. No big deal. Nothing really drastic changed. Glued shit up and left it to set. So this is where we're at. This is what it looks like right now. What you see there is the big leaf maple, and then leopard wood, mesquite, leopard wood, mesquite, leopard wood, mesquite, leopard wood, mesquite, leopard wood, and then big leaf maple again. This is essentially how it fits up. Just a little bit of the white is going to end up showing. That's less than I wanted, but it'll do. And it sort of fades in where one side gets a lot thicker. So what I want to do today, unstick this, probably just rip it off the paper, because yeah, because glue drips. That doesn't matter. I'll sand all that off. And we'll cut it here. Let me get a straight edge. Kind of mark this up, although it won't be the final mark. Also, you can definitely hear my neighbor cutting his grass. He decided that right when I started streaming was when he needed to cut his lawn. It's whatever. Essentially just cutting off all these sharp bits. And then we'll cut it again about halfway in. Here or something. We'll take this part and we'll glue it to this part. Take it, flip it, so it'll make a feather pattern. But before we do that, we gotta get just a little, really little thin piece of this wood. That's not gonna be the piece. I might even use a different wood for the center band, because it's got to be real thin. It doesn't really matter what color it is. I'll probably use this. This is super thin, and it's reddish. I don't remember what this is anymore. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say cherry, but I'm not 100%. So that'll be the spine in the middle of the feather. We'll slap all that together, and then tomorrow, that'll glue overnight again. Tomorrow, if I have time, I will stream again to cut the outline of the knife handle out of the whole piece, and then we'll cut it here and epoxy it on this. We'll let that stay overnight, and then the next day we'll be shaping and stuff. So 4 days it looks like. But let's get started on cutting. So move my phone, move this thing. Here's my other straight edge. See how well that works. Oh hey, it's like it was almost. I'm gonna say it was like it was meant to be. But alas, it was not meant to be. So, mask. I'm like getting started in a hurry today because I put it off all day. I was like, I really need to get out in the workshop, and then I didn't. Actually, until 3:30, I was homeschooling my kids, so I'm off the hook. But then, like the last 2 hours, I just been sitting on my phone like an idiot. All right, so I know I said we weren't going to use that mark, but we're going to use that mark. It's a perfectly good mark. It takes off all the corners and doesn't take off too much extra, so let's go with it. Loud! don't know why I did that. All right, I need to sand this part off. It's not flat because this is a very rough saw blade. I had to change my belt yesterday, my belt sander belt, which is why there's a big pile of them over here. Let's see if this picture's still any good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Just checking chat, just to make sure there's nobody talking to me. There's not. That's cool. I'm checking YouTube. Yeah, see, it won't load the YouTube chat. I don't know why. That's all right. Make sure I'm actually live too, because it says go live. As if I'm not. I think what's going on is my remote is not connected to my computer or to my stream. So for today only, if anybody's talking to me, I'm sorry. It's not you, it's me. I can't respond. You can start to see the coloring that's going to be used. It's not in the right pattern, of course, but this is the difference in brown and red and stuff. The patterning will make it look a lot more like a feather. Right now it looks like a weird, I don't know, Minecraft thing. The goal is to get this, like really, really smooth. When you're gluing stuff up, the smoother the two surfaces are, the better. Never mind that it needs to be really, really even. If it seems like I'm doing this too long, I'm not. There's, well, for one, this belt is pretty dull. I think it started off in life as a 120, and I've been using it, so it's not doing a ton. When I bring it out to the edge like this, I can actually bear down a little more without stopping it. Right at this front corner, there's just a little bit of an uptick. That's pretty smooth. Be enough for glue, I think. I'm gonna put it on the desk sander, which is a 240 or 220, whichever. Just to give it that last little polish. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's gonna look good. So then we gotta cut it again. All right, if this, I'm trying to set this up, but I don't have a great idea of how visible it is. So this is the rest of it. And we want to go, this one's in metric, but 4.5 centimeters, so 2.25 centimeters. Like roughly there. This doesn't have to be exact. In fact, it probably will be better if it's not perfectly exact. That's not super good. I'm gonna come in, make a second mark, like here. Still not that good. Damn it. There's a lot of reasons I like to use mechanical pencils, but there are a couple reasons why they suck. All right, I'm gonna go with that outside line I just did, and it's not gonna be perfect, but so much of this is gonna get cut off by the end that it doesn't really matter. All right, now we sand this piece. And I could have made the cuts first and then sanded first, but I like to do my sanding ahead of time because then I can see how much I'm taking off. And I mean, not that I was ever gonna take off like a 1/4 inch or anything, but it's just a better practice to go in order when you're working with limited amount of wood. This is also testing my glue joints, and I'm happy to say they're all quite strong. Like, I can tell this is super rough. Or wavy, not rough. Like it's doing this. That's because of how the bandsaw blade works. It's so ideally a bandsaw blade is just like stretched. It's stretched over between 2 pulleys. My bandsaw is old and secondhand and not set up super well. So parts of it are broken and parts of it are just not tuned 100%. And as a result, you get wavier lines. And I could fine tune it, but if I do that, well, to a point I could. But if I do that, then what's the point? Because I've got this rough saw. A rough cut blade, I should say, that makes these super ridged. These are the, I mean, there's no point in tuning it because I'm gonna have to sand off so much wood anyway. Excuse me. I don't know if that was audible, but I just had a big old lunch burp. God, bless. So, look through the paper, which is still here. All of this is going to be sanded off, but I don't want to do it right now. This is more or less the pattern we're going to get, and you can start to see that it looks like feathers. Well, a feather. And once I add this in, oh yeah. Yeah, it's really, really on point. So a little more sanding to get everything so that I can glue it together. There's another thing you want to avoid, and that is namely trying to manually line up to an uneven surface with an even surface. So I'm sanding off all the difference in the wood ridges from on the smaller piece, so that when I lay this thing flat down on the bench, it'll make sense. I'll show it off in a little bit. I don't think I'm explaining it very well. Good enough. All right, so what I was saying is this has a bunch of uneven surface. That's not good when you're trying to lay stuff up. So this is already smooth, or relatively. I mean, I'll get the paper off of it. Enough anyway. Now when I lay this down, whoops, they'll rest on the same plane, so that I don't have a bunch of excess on either side to cut off. Yeah. As for, are they marrying very well? I don't think so, not yet. All right, it's pretty solid. Let me, oh, you know what this is? This is mahogany. I remember where I got it now. Actually, I'm not going to use this. I'm not going to use the belt sander for the mahogany piece because it's too small and I might break it. So, I'll use a hand sander for that. Just a little battery powered one. So I'm rubbing my thumb over this. I have no idea if the camera will pick it up, but there's a little bit of a saw ridge here. So I will use this briefly, just to take that off. Good to go. Okay, now time to glue up. I'll just glue back here. I was going to replace the paper, but there's no point. All right. So even though it's not done perfectly, this is the flat side, and this is the other flat side, also not done perfectly. But I don't mind taking off a 1/16 of an inch. It's like a 1/4 inch problem that I'm worried about. Is this correct? Yes. Yes, it is. Okay. I'm going to lose a lot just by using this. Let me verify I don't have anything slightly wider. I do have that tulip wood that I decided yesterday was not to be used. This is a really thick slice, but no, I'm going to use that for something else. Oh, is this enough to make a knife? I mean, it could be if it's a real thin knife. Teak. Now that's interesting. Teak will be very dark. That's very thick as well, though. Damn it. The other thing I can do is just get something that's wide enough and cut a really thin strip off of it. That's potentially a fool's errand. You end up fucking with that all day. Let me try it. I'm just going to try to cut a real thin piece up to there. I don't need any more. Alright, let me cut the, or sand the rough bits off of this. Move this fucking toolbox too. No idea what kind of wood this is. Might be pecan or sweet gum. Now, did I end up with something exactly the same fucking height as the other? I think I did. Son of a bitch. Yeah, it just occurred to me I cut this off the wrong edge. Son of a bitch. All right, I'm a huge idiot. Here's what I did. I went, yeah, that's the right height. You see this? I went, yeah, that's the right height. And then I turned it and I cut it here. I'm gonna try this again and cut along this edge. That's why I marked it there, didn't I? Yeah. Yeah. You moron. Well, the first one went well. That means I'll fuck this one up. Okay. Take two. Okay. What a shape I've made. I might make a knife out of that later. I don't know. All right. Take two with the brushing, I guess. Okay. This goes here. This goes here. Yeah, it does. And this goes right in between. It's gonna look good, folks. I'm excited. I had a little chip on one corner. I'm gonna make sure that corner is out. Nice. We get a couple of clamps. Some of my clamps have lost their rubber feet. I need them. And we will glue. Put some glue on this bad boy. You can tell that I'm in the zone when I start talking like my dad. And I say things like, put some glue on this bad boy. This wood's not a bad boy. He's done nothing wrong. Alright, that part's good. Adam Savage added me, not really, but like, I felt it like I was being added, god damn it, on one of his tested things, when he was like, carpenters, and I really felt like he was speaking straight at me. You need to spread the glue when you're applying it before you press it together. There's a reason that you see all the YouTube carpenters doing that. And I was like, sorry, Adam. Because he's right, I always ignored it. And since I stopped ignoring it and started doing it properly, my results have improved. It's true. So if you're an idiot like me, stop being an idiot. Stand this up. So this is like the critical juncture. I'm trying to see. This will be a problem, isn't it? Yep. Is that lined up? I think it is. Oh, fuck off. God damn it. Swear to God, kids, I know what I'm doing. Okay, that's all lined up properly. What is the best way? Nope. I can see it rising up already. Get out of here. All right, I'm gonna do it old school, which is a pressure thing. That's what I did with the last, so maybe it's okay. Basically, if you get all the joining faces smooth enough, you put the glue in there and then you squeeze and give it a little slide, it's pretty much set. You don't have to clamp it. When you got weird angles and shit like this, maybe that's better. And one final, just double check. Oh yeah. It's gonna be a knife, folks. It's definitely gonna be a knife. All right. So, hello. I'm the Splintersmith. I have a crease in my beard. Wear masks. Masks are important even when you're not in public, if you have sawdust everywhere. That's it for tonight. I'm going to try to do this again tomorrow. It's a lot harder for me to do this during the week because I work a 10-hour shift when I'm working. So I don't get home till 6 p.m. And then it's like dinner, get the kid in bed, blah, 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 blah. And I have a 9 p.m. Curfew, essentially, because my subdivision has quiet hours. So I don't want to be out here banging away at stuff and running buzz saws and sanders and whatever else. Because then the police could show up and be like, hey man, are you running a business out of your home? And I'll be like, yeah, anyway, it's just a lot of trouble. Like, it's legal, but it's a lot of bullshit I don't want to deal with, so. Anyway, if I can get out here in time, I will. And if not, then I'll still be able to do the Minecraft stream because that's in my own fucking house and no one can stop me. And it's good for my mental health. I actually slept pretty good last night. So, I'll be doing that in a couple hours if anyone wants to watch that. And anyone else, I guess I'll see you next time when I sand this thing down and start cutting, and then epoxying that to the knife, and then I'll move on from there, right? Since my remote doesn't work, I will be signing off the old-fashioned way. Good night.